Good morning, Mr. Walker. All right, he's okay.
Y'all stay back over there now. Jesus, come on, man. I'm trying to freaking do this and listen to a court. The volume, no volume on here or nothing.
Ryder, this is Judge Thacker. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Ryerson, I'm going to mute you so I can start court. You stay muted until I need you, okay?
All right. Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. Yes, sir. All right. We're green. We're up. Let's jump in. As soon as the jail shows up, I'll stop what I'm doing, let them in, and pass them off to you if that's yours, Mr. Malloy. I don't remember whose was this morning. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Spalding County State Court. My name is Josh Thacker. I'm your judge. This is the probation and non-jury calendar. And there's the jail. All right, perfect.
A participant has joined the meeting.
All right, good morning, John.
Good morning, sir.
Who do you have up first?
Well, I have them both up here. I know Mr. Martinez is 10 o'clock, but I have them up here just in case we run a little bit later and I need to have them up here in a minute. So, but they're both up here.
Perfect. So what we did, Mr. Malloy, because we weren't quite ready to go to the new technology.
Yes, sir.
I asked Don to check, and the Superior Court was not using our original setup. And so if you want to talk to Mr. Ward,
Yes, sir.
You're welcome to step back in the jury room and use our normal habits and patterns.
Yes, sir.
We'll try out the new system next week once we've had a little more time to all figure out.
Yes, sir. Okay.
We didn't finish last night until 5:30. And
I was upstairs till 5.
Yeah, oh, that's right, you were here too. So, yeah, last night was a late night for all of us. So, all right, you good to go?
Yes, sir. So is Mr. Ward going to be?
So on the phone, so on the jail phone, and all right, Don. Mr. Malloy is going to go call his client on the phone there.
Can I call Mr. Ward?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, gears are turning. This works. All right, everything's muted. All right, let's jump in. If you all will look at the monitor, please. This is the Spalding County State Court. My name is Josh Thacker. I'm your judge. This is the probation. Really, the better title is probation, non-jury, and jail case. You can step on out, sir. Thank you. Good job there. All right, I'm going to start out by saying that here in the Spalding County State Court, we believe that each and every one of you, as you interact with us today, are entitled to the inherent human dignity that you would wish for someone you care about. We will extend that to each and every one of you as we interact with you today. I want you to know what we've done during COVID-19 to try to keep you all safe. So, first of all, the courtroom was sprayed down this morning at 7:30 to get all of our surfaces out there and up here clean. Masks are mandatory for everybody, including myself. So, everybody looks good, but let's all just take a moment, grab your masks, make sure you pull them up over your nose here, pull them down over your mouth. Make sure they stay in that spot, covering your nose and mouth at all times, without exception, until you walk out the front door of the courthouse and you're gone for the day. Use the social distance markings. You guys are all on blue dots. Stay on those blue dots unless you're moving from point A to point B. And if you want to sit on the windowsill, you're welcome to do that if you want to sit a little bit. No family members are allowed. We are live streaming all sessions out on Facebook, so anybody who wants to see what we're doing can look on Facebook. Hand sanitizer is readily available. Gold star right there for the man who gave up his seat for the lady. Great job. Thank you very much for that. Hand sanitizer is readily available. They're scattered all throughout the floor. Anytime you see one, feel free to use as much as you want. And these are life and death decisions. Every one of you and every one of us up here have someone that you love that you don't want to get this virus. So let's all be safe. Let's all follow the CDC guidelines. Let's keep our masks on, maintain social distance, and do everything we can to go home safely at the end of the day to our families. Last time I checked, which was 2 days ago, we were knocking on the door. No, we had just passed 286,000 Americans who lost their lives. When I first started court back in June, it was 100,000. So this thing is very dangerous. Let's all be very careful, and let's all go home safely. Hey, don't talk during court. I got a lot going on this morning. I got jail cases, I got interpreter cases, I've got you guys, I've got wall kids from previous calendars, and 15 other things you're never going to see. So no side conversations. I won't have any patience with that. Virtual people, do not, under any circumstances, unmute yourself unless I ask you to. Go get a pen and a piece of paper. Listen for your name. Follow my directions, and be patient. You all have each turned your cameras off. If you want to keep your cameras off while you're waiting, feel free to do that. Cell phones, everybody reach into your pockets and purses. Grab your phones and turn them off. Go ahead and do that. All right, good job. Or if you're in this courtroom, you are on probation here in the Spalding County State Court, or you need an ignition interlock waiver, or some other non-jury matter from the previous calendar. If what I've said makes no sense, there's a bailiff out in the hallway. You can go talk to him. Warrants are going to be issued today for the defendants who fail to show up. If you know anybody who's missing, call them and tell them to get down here. When I call your name, I want you to answer either here if you're a probation case. If you're not a probation case, then say not probation. And that'll tell me that I need to move your case in a different direction. All right, so let's call the calendar. I have, here we go, Daniel Carter.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Carter. Victor Cheeves. I need to turn my sound off in the office. Just a second. All right, Victor Cheeves, answer to your name. All right, that is a pretrial diversion case, and I'm going to authorize a bench warrant. Marquavius Dennis.
Here.
Thank you. All right, that's page 1. Terrius Dixon.
Here.
Thank you. All right, Miss Epps is here. She is virtual. Christopher Fallen. Christopher Fallen. That is a pretrial diversion case, and I'm authorizing a bench warrant. I'm tolling the time that remains on supervision. And you caught Mr. Malloy is here. He's back talking to Mr. Ward. So that's happening while we do this.
Mr. Moody here?
I haven't seen it, but he acknowledged the email and he's not logged in. So I was hoping you had more information than I did on that. That's what I say. I think we both have a cell, so if you don't mind pinging him, I'd be grateful. All right, Mr. Walker.
Yes, sir.
I may have my cases mixed up, but next case on my calendar is William Gary. Is that one of your cases?
He's not probation.
William Gary, are you here?
Yes, sir.
What are you here for?
The financial hardship waiver for the
Okay.
elected us.
Did you bring your a suspension detail report?
Yes, sir.
All right, give that to the bailiff, please. John Gilbert? John Gilbert? What about, is that one, Mr. Walker, yours?
He's off the calendar, Judge.
Wonderful. Kevin Hand.
He's also off the calendar, Judge.
Wonderful. And then Richard Jenkins.
Not probation.
You have anything to say? No.
Yes, sir.
Do you have your suspension detail report? Go give it to the bailiff, please. I have a petition for an Elijah Hastings,
Here.
and that is not on the calendar. Any idea why that might not be on the calendar, Mr. Walker?
Mr. Jenkins,
Hastings, Elijah Hastings.
he's supposed to be on the calendar.
Okay, well, he is here, and I'm holding his petition in my hand, so we're all good to go. I'm just saying he's not on the calendar, so let's all add it. The last name is Hastings, Hastings. First name is
Yeah.
Elijah.
Yes, sir. Me and Ms. Matthews was just talking about it. He's supposed to be on the calendar.
Judge, as far as I know, we e-filed that one with the rest of them. I'm not sure why he didn't make it to the calendar, and I just neglected to catch that.
No, that's okay. He's here. Wait, raise your hand for me. Yeah, he's here. So we're ready to have the hearing this morning. So we'll figure out later what happened to the calendar. But as far as the courtroom goes, we're all good to go to have his hearing and resolve this case.
Mhm.
I remember there's something weird about these marijuana charges in Odyssey, but I don't have better than that. Okay,
There's something weird about these marijuana charges.
Okay.
I'll talk to Cindy. Cindy said something about that. All right, Melvin McDay. Melvin McDay. All right, that is a warrant, no response. Shakeisha McHowell.
Judge, she's off the calendar.
Wonderful. Is it Tekulve Moreland? Tekulve, Tekulve Moreland, 19 SR 1698. Answer your name. All right, no response. That's a probation case. I'm going to authorize a warrant. Shannon Purser.
Here.
All right, thank you. And then Mr. Riordan is present virtually. All right, that's the last one I have. I have Jesus Sanchez Martinez. Wait a minute, I'm confused. Is he a probation case or was he a jail status case?
He's a jail case, Judge.
He's a jail, okay.
But, he's,
And he's supposed to be here at 10 o'clock.
yeah, Sanchez Martinez. Yes, that's the one that was Mr. Kessler's case. He was here last week on a different case, and we had this one popped up with an interpreter, so we asked Miss Lean to be here today.
Okay, that means I need to text. That means I texted the wrong defense attorney. Let me text Mr. Kessler. Or do you have a cell?
I don't have a cell,
No,
Judge.
I don't know if I have it either. To tell him 10 o'clock, not 11. I'm gonna take a quick break, get that sorted out, otherwise that's gonna mess things up. I know there's people who haven't called yet. This is not my first court calendar. Let me do my thing in the order I need to do it, and I will get to everybody's case. All right, be right back.
We'll be done. But you got a warrant, so you just figure out how to pay it. Ma'am, you got a warrant, so you need to figure out how to pay it. That's all I can tell you.
That's the second time I heard.
No, I'm saying I can pay. You said to come back in an hour. Where I work at is almost an hour away. So
I'm gonna tell you.
I have a warrant right at this given moment, so I don't wanna leave the court and risk getting pulled over for any given reason and I get locked up trying to pay the ticket.
I don't know what you want me to tell you. You've had plenty of chances to pay it. So
You said what?
I said you've had plenty of chances to pay it. So I suggest you go get the money and pay it.
Yeah, but I just want to make sure that if it's already said come back in an hour, or I will have a warrant. Is what I'm saying. So if I don't come back in an hour, I just didn't want to leave it all and just stay.
But if you're not back with Judge Adjourn's court, then
And what time is that?
whenever he finishes here.
Okay. I just wouldn't get put on probation.
Okay.
May City, come back to order. Court is now open.
All right, I don't normally bring my phone up here, but I texted Mr. Ketzer, so I'm gonna bring my phone in and wait for him to text me back. Okay, is there anyone out here in the courtroom whose name I did not call, who expected their name to be called? What is your name, sir?
Rodney Holloway.
Yes, that's my next calendar. Mr. Holloway, you were supposed to be a jail case. You're represented by Mr. Malloy, who I've got back in the jury room talking to somebody else. So sit tight, wait for Mr. Malloy to talk to you. I also should have a Teron Starks. That's you. You're also Mr. Malloy. Sit tight. He'll come out and talk to both of you all in just a little bit. Is that everybody over here? All right, come to this side. What's your name, sir? Real loud.
James Moncrief.
Moncrief? What are you charged with?
Mr. Stroud told me I was supposed to come talk today. I never got a letter in the mail or nothing.
Your name is not familiar at all. Are you coming here for a probation case with me, or a traffic ticket, or
Probation.
Mr. Walker? This is James Moncrief. Born in 56? No. 60. Is that you? You born in 1960?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think I found it. I don't show a case, though.
I said I never got nothing in the mail. I just came because it told me to be here.
That might be it. You sure you're not supposed to be in the Griffin Municipal Court?
This is where I got put on probation at.
Same probation handles both. All right, just sit tight. I'm sure probation is trying to find you because they do both this court and the city court. So
What's the name, Judge?
Yes, sir.
What's the name?
Moncrief, Moncreif. First name is
Oh.
James.
Okay, hold on just a second.
I mean, he and I had a hearing back in July. And Mr. Moncrief, I don't know, they'll find you in a minute. When we had our hearing in July, I put you on zero tolerance for the duration of your case, which means if you have a violation, you'd be in jail. So,
Judge, Mr. Moncrief is supposed to be in court on the 17th.
okay. So, all right, so I'll see you on the 17th, Mr. Moncrief.
Okay.
All right. This is Jason Kessler. All right. The jail cases are moving. Let's start calling the walking cases. You ready, Mr. Walker?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's start with Daniel Carter. Daniel Carter, come on up to the podium, please. All right. Let me fix the screen there so everybody can see Mr. Walker. There we go. All right. Mr. Carter, Mr. Walker, you'll both please raise your right hands. You both solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All right. Mr. Carter, you're here on 20 SR 456 because your probation officer has filed paperwork with me alleging that you were out of compliance with your probation. You understand what you're doing here today?
Yes, sir.
You ready to go forward with your hearing?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Carter, did you hear me say, I'm looking at this petition. It says that you've missed some report dates. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. My phone has been damaged. All I can do is answer or decline phone calls.
Okay, you gotta speak up. You got a microphone, I'm still there. If you lean into the mic, it'll be loud.
My phone has been damaged, and all I can do is answer or decline phone calls. It's been this way for about 2.5 months.
Okay, well, did you go report to probation since you couldn't do the phone?
No, sir, I did not. I work 12 hours a day from 7 to 7.
All right, did you get behind on your fines and fees and not use community service work to get caught up?
Yes, sir. When he's been really tight with 3 children and COVID.
Okay, well, you missed part of my question. Part of my question was, did you get behind on your fines and fees and not use community service work to get caught up? Remember, in our court, you always have multiple pathways to satisfy your obligations. We're not a cash-only court here.
Yes, sir. I did transfer over some when I was unemployed, but I started this new job and it was supposed to be an 8-hour shift and it turned into 12 hours.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna find with your explanations plus your answers, there's still enough here for me to find that you willfully violated your probation. You've not had a previous hearing with me. Oh my gosh, you took this plea as a best interest plea. So, Mr. Carter, I'm about to push back on you. You took your plea as a best interest plea, which means you talked me into letting you take your plea without taking responsibility for your charges. Okay? You're now standing here in front of me with a petition saying that you violated your probation. You admitted both and then turned around and tried to make excuses, which means both times you've been in front of me, you've said yes, but, and yes, but. Well, guess what? You're done saying yes, but to me. Okay? Here's what we're doing. You're on zero tolerance for the remainder of your probation, which means you don't get to yes, but me anymore. Okay? The next time you screw up, even if it's an inch offline, I'm going to issue a warrant for your arrest. And I'm just going to convert the rest of this probation into jail time. Okay? No more yes buts. Get your stuff done. You make promises to me that you would do certain things, and I in return didn't put you in jail. You're welcome. Okay? You're going to get it done. You're going to get it done right, or you're going to go to jail. You're going to report weekly until your case. You know what? I'll let on that part. I'll let you be on weekly report just until you get your case back into full compliance. Okay? So 2 different timelines. One is 0 tolerance. That's the remainder of your probation. The other is how long you have to report every week. That's just until you get your case back in line, because I want you highly motivated to get your case back on track, because as soon as you do that, the pressure eases. Your next report date is going to be in person on December 15th. Or actually, Mr. Walker, do you care if he's in person or by phone?
No, sir, Judge.
Okay, I'm going to let him do by phone then. All right, you're going to report by phone on December 15th, 2020, between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. Let me be extremely clear with you. 0 tolerance means just what it sounds like. So if you call in at 4:01, you violated your probation and I sign a warrant. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any questions for me?
No, sir.
Mr. Walker, do I need anything else from you on this case?
No, sir, Judge.
All right, Mr. Walker, you're going to sign right here acknowledging the changes I've made. The bailiff will make a copy and you will take that copy with you when you leave, okay? All right, go stand over there by the door. Marcavius Dennis. All right, good morning, Mr. Dennis.
Good morning.
If you and Mr. Walker will both please raise your right hands. Do you both solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. You can both take your hands down. Mr. Dennis, do you understand that you're here today on 19 SR 305 because your probation officers filed paperwork with me alleging that you're out of compliance with your probation?
Yes, sir.
Are you ready to have your hearing?
Yes, sir.
The petition I'm looking at says you missed some report dates. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And that you got behind on your fines and fees and did not use community service work to get caught up. Is that also correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. You have not had a previous hearing with me. You're very close to qualifying. Well, you're not very close. You're close to qualifying for non-report status. I would really like to see you get that because you've otherwise done everything you're supposed to do. So let's do this. Anything you want me to know before I make my decision?
Only that with the reporting, I know I missed a few days because I got all late. And the behind payments was because I lost my job, got another job, got sick, thought I had COVID, didn't have COVID. And I just got behind on the money situation.
I didn't have the very last part.
Oh, and I said I got behind on the money situation. I started to do that, so that's why.
Well, just remember, you can do community service work. We're not a cash-only court. You have multiple ways to resolve your case, okay? And I'm going to give you a chance. We're going to call today, Mr. Dennis, a restart for you. So we're going to start over. We're just going to get you back on track because I want to see you get the non-report status. That's what you want. That's what I want you to do, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. Mr. Dennis, I'm going to find with your admissions that there's enough for me to find that you willfully violated your probation. I'm going to have you report weekly until your case is back in full compliance. I'm going to place you on 0 tolerance for, let's see, we're almost to your non-report status. So that would be 60 days. So I'm going to place you on 0 tolerance for 60 days. That'll get you from here to the non-report status, get this stuff done, so that when you get there, you can go non-report, okay?
Yes, sir.
Your next report date is going to be in person? No, by phone. on December 15th between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. All right, any questions?
No, sir.
All right, let's use this chance as a restart, Mr. Dennis. You're taking full responsibility for what you've done. Appreciate that. And let's get you back on track, okay?
Okay.
All right, go step over there by the door. Bale's gonna have you sign this, and we'll give you a copy for you. All right, Mr. Lloyd, do you need anything from me?
Not that I know of right now, Judge.
All right, next hearing is Arterius Dixon. Mr. Dixon, if you'll come up to the podium, please. Okay, both of you please raise your right hands. You both solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
All right, you're both sworn. Please state your full name for the court reporter.
Notorious Dixon.
Mr. Dixon, your case is 18 SR 1266. You are here today because your probation officer has filed paperwork with me alleging that you're out of compliance with your probation. You understand what you're doing here today?
Yes, sir.
You ready to go forward?
Yes, sir.
I'm looking at this petition. It says that you missed some report dates. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. But with that, at first it was like when I was missing report dates, they would call me on my phone and let me give me another report date. So, I was doing that, so I'm see how I missed any days.
Okay. We can get Mr. Walker to clear that up for us. He's given me some notes here, and I think that will clear up your question. Mr. Walker, am I correct in understanding that he has now satisfied his DUI school? Or he's registered for it?
Yes.
He's registered for the class.
Okay. If you wouldn't mind taking a look at those missed report dates and fill me in on what's the deal. And then lastly, Mr. Dixon, did you fail to turn in your community service work hours?
Yes, sir. That's because ever since like April, I've been back and forth out of town, like from Alabama to North Carolina, and I have a letter here from my farm.
What is that?
I've been out of town, sir. I've been, when she tell me I got to go out of town, I have to go.
Last time I checked, Alabama had Facebook. I do everybody can do hours on Facebook. So.
But see, that's something, she said something about community service online. I didn't, she never did get back in touch with me with that.
Okay, well, I say it every single day that I'm on court, so I would have said it the day you had the plea. I would have said it in this courtroom, and I bet you, I'm very confident that if we pulled your transcript somewhere around that, that'd be Ms. Leach, having this down there saying that I said that we put all our stuff out on Facebook and that you can work your fines off with community service work. So, you know what, Mr. Dixon, now that I'm realizing it, you have not taken responsibility for any of these. So I'm actually going to find that you've denied all three of your allegations, and we're going to turn this into a contested hearing. Therefore, I will be deciding whether or not you have violated your probation by preponderance of the evidence. As you have denied each of your three allegations, I'm now going to turn to Mr. Walker, and I'm going to ask him to please explain to me how you have, if that's true, violated this probation. You'll have a chance to ask him any questions with cross-examination you have. I will then decide whether or not you have violated your probation. All right, Mr. Walker, the floor is yours. Please tell me what, if anything, Mr. Dixon has done that is outside compliance with his probation.
I'm just not doing this right now.
Okay. On the petition, Ms. Stroud has that Mr. Dixon failed to report on June 26th, August 21st, September the 18th, October 16th, and October the 30th. He has turned in 0 out of 40 court-ordered community service hours. Proof of DUI school that he just recently turned in and showed that he's registered for, but it's not complete. Is in the arrears of $124. And that's all I have right now, Judge.
All right, you may, Mr. Dixon, ask Mr. Walker any questions that you have.
Oh, no, sir. I don't have any questions.
All right, Mr. Walker, he didn't have any questions for you. How many days is it altogether that he missed for reporting?
5.
Okay. All right. No questions. Mr. Dixon, tell me what you want me to know.
No, sir. I'm supposed to do that DUI class Saturday, Sunday, Monday this weekend.
Okay.
And I'm back in Griffin, Georgia now, where I normally work. So I'm back on 4 days, and I can get that community service deed on.
I think those are wise things to say, Mr. Dixon.
Yes, sir. I can get them back done now because I'm back in Griffin. I don't know.
All right. Anything else?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. I'm going to find after a contested hearing, whereas Mr. Kendall, I'm looking at your employer's paperwork, where Mr. Dixon stated that he denied each of the 3 allegations that I found by preponderance of the evidence that he did violate his probation. The response of the court is as follows. I'm going to have him report weekly test as needed until full compliance, as in your case is 100% caught up. You're going to be on 0 tolerance. I've got 820 days left, so I'm going to put you on 0 tolerance for 90 days. Which means in the next 90 days, if you step out of line even an inch, I'm going to take a warrant first, and I'm going to figure out what's happening second. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you need him, Mr. Walker, to report in person, or is phone acceptable?
Phone is fine.
All right, so you report by phone on December 15th between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. For record purposes, he did provide me with a short letter from Stacy Ellis, General Foreman of Kendall Vegetation Services, who said that he was out of town for several months assisting with severe weather cleanup. I'm summarizing it, but I think that's a fair statement. And my position on that is that he may have done that. However, he was still available to do his hours on Facebook, and it was his responsibility to maintain contact with probation. All right, Mr. Dixon, this is your restart. Don't waste it. I don't think you will. You're clearly a hardworking individual who is trying your best. I really want you to get this back on track. I really want you to get this fixed. And I really just want to see you at Walmart, not back in here, okay?
Yes, sir. So,
Anything else?
Yes, sir. Another question. So who do I report to? Him or Miss Stroud?
Ms. Stroud is your assigned probation officer. So, but they're all probation officers, so
Okay, so it doesn't matter.
you'll talk to whoever you get when you talk on the phone, but your assigned probation officer is Ms. Stroud.
Okay.
But these days, we're all just rolling up our sleeves and do the best we can.
And you said the date's on the 15th?
Yes, sir, and you're gonna sign this before you leave, and Mr. White's gonna give you a copy before you leave.
All right.
All right, if you'll step over there by the door. All right, that's Mr. Dixon. Let's pivot now to an online case. Ms. Epps, are you there?
Yes, sir.
All right, can you please turn on the video for me? There we go. I see you there, Miss Epps. Can you see me here waving at you?
Yes, sir.
Miss Epps? Can
Yes,
you
sir,
see
I
me
can
waving
see you.
at you?
Yes, sir.
Is it okay with you? Is it okay with you if we have this hearing over this video conference system?
Yes, sir.
Let me move that. All right, now you can see her. All right, both of you raise your right hand for me. Do you both solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Ms. Epps, please state your full name. We may have to shut her video off. Ms. Epps, now that I've established that I can see you and we're having a little bit of trouble with your audio, if you will shut off your video at this point, we should be okay.
Okay.
That should fix the issue. All right. All right, Ms. Epps. Yeah, that fixed it. State your full name, please.
Zakiya Epps.
And Ms. Epps, you have two cases on the calendar today, 19 SR 508 and 19 SR 1480. You understand that you're here today because your probation officer has filed paperwork with me alleging that you're out of compliance with your probation. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And are you ready to go forward with your hearing?
Yes, sir.
Did you miss some report dates, Ms. Epps?
Yes, sir.
And did you get behind on your fines and fees and not use community service work to get caught up?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm gonna find with her admissions that there's enough for me to find that she's willfully violated her probation. Ms. Epps, anything you want me to know before I make my decision on your cases?
Just that I just started a new job, making more money, so I'm really just gonna try to pay my whole probation off within the next 2 weeks.
Okay, well, just don't forget that, again, part of the issue is that you're not using community service work, so you're welcome to pay it. Because I think you are good to go to non-report as soon as you can get your cases resolved. But, you can also do that with either cash or community service work. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, here we go. I'm going to have you report until you qualify for non-report status. I'm going to have you on zero tolerance for the duration of your case. You're going to be, which means that if you step out of line in any direction, Ms. Epps, in the next 58 days, I'm going to issue a warrant for your arrest. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Because this is our second hearing on this matter, and it's time for you to get it done. Okay?
Yes, sir.
You're going to report by phone on December 15th, 2020, between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. Do you understand? If you call it 401, that's a violation of your probation, and I'll sign a warrant.
Yes, sir.
All right. You promised me you're going to put your best efforts into getting your case back on track?
Yes, sir.
Excuse me, your cases, plural. And I'm signing both cases exactly the same. Oh, you know what? I said you were going to report by phone on December 15th, but you need to drop by and sign your papers. So we need to convert that to in person. Mr. Walker, what time do you want her to drop by and sign her papers?
Give me just a second to look at the calendar. Nine 30 and 10.
All right, so Ms. Epps, you need to go to the probation office and report in person between 9:30 and 10 a.m. on December 15th, okay?
Okay.
Any questions for me?
No, sir.
All right, Ms. Epps, get your case back on track so we can be done with this. I'd really like to see you go to non-report status.
Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Epps. that concludes this hearing. Did we ever hear from Mr. Moody?
Yes, sir, Judge. I got a response from him a second ago. Said he's going to try and log in virtually.
I mean, just to say that loud, we have this on the calendar because he asked us to put it on the calendar, so.
I've also filed a motion to revoke the bond after he filed
That's
a
right.
motion for
I forgot this was a
a
2-7.
motion for bond, and in response, I filed a motion.
And you have one of his.
That, Judge, now that I'm looking at the calendar, yes, and it's kind of got me confused too, because I don't know what we're representing him on and what we're not, so.
And that was kind of why I thought it would be a good idea to get you and Mr. Moody all in the courtroom and let the three of you guys talk it out, and maybe Mr. Moody takes over all the cases and you've got one less case, so.
Yes, Judge, as far, and that's, I serve both Mr. Malloy and Ms. Moody, Mr. Moody with my petition, because
Okay, well, actually, here's Ms. Hobgood, so, from his office. Good morning, Ms. Hobgood.
Good morning, Judge. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you, I can see you. Can you see me here?
I can, thank you.
All right, so what we're trying to figure out is that you share a client with the Public Defender's Office, Mr. Michael Scott Ward. Technically, it's Mr. Moody. I assume that's the case you're here on?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay, so what's going on this morning is, I think Mr. Moody filed a motion for, bond. I think the state filed a motion to revoke bond on another case. The Public Defender's Office is trying to figure out whether you all represent him on all the cases or some of the cases or what. I'm gonna actually mute you on this end, let you talk to them, call them on the phones, they'll step back and talk to you. And as soon as we figure out who's what, Mr. Malloy can figure out whether he fits in this at all or not.
Okay, Judge.
Did I sum that up correctly?
yes, sir, Judge, they filed an entry of appearance for bond in an listed as an unindicted case, but my understanding is it's, as we have it listed on the calendar, it's going to be the 20 SR, the latest one filed, I guess that's 771.
Okay.
So I'm,
All right, so 20 SR 1771 is the one that's.
I'm sorry, 20 SR 2197.
Oh, 2197.
That's the latest as far as the incident date. That's the one he's being held on no bond right now.
That's not even on the calendar.
No. 2197? That one's not on the calendar. Okay. All right. All right, Ms. Hopgood, I'm gonna meet you on this end. Grab your phone, call Mr. Shepard. Y'all talk to Mr. Malloy. Y'all come back and tell me who's representing him on what and what needs to happen next.
Okay, Judge. Also, I have one more question. Is there any way I could speak to the client after we have this, like, come together so he understands what's going on?
Yes, when you talk to Mr. Shepard, he'll give you the phone number. Your client's watching this whole thing, by the way. He's virtually.
I can see him. I just wanted to speak to him privately.
Absolutely, and you will be given that opportunity. Mr. Shepard will give you the phone number to the phone sitting to his left, and you'll get a chance to talk to him.
Perfect. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, Judge, that's 20 SR 1768. I'm sorry. That's the.
So there's not a 2197?
Yeah, I think that was my SG number. So it's 21.
Oh.
It's 20 SR 1768. Is the one they filed.
That one is on the calendar, so.
Yeah, I'm
All
sorry,
right,
my
sounds like-
SG number was that.
And Mr. Malloy, here, y'all come up here. All right. Mr. Holloway, Mr. Starks, I know you're waiting to talk to Mr. Malloy. I've got him running, as you can see. As soon as he finishes with this test, he'll talk to you guys. let's come back to the probation calendar, or the probation non-jury. All right, that's page 2. All right, the next jail case would actually be on page 4. And we would drop down to, the right end, Elijah Hastings. All right, so just to say this out loud, this is Elijah Hastings, 18 SR 0846. Mr. Hastings, Mr. Walker, y'all both please raise your right hands. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but truth, so help you God.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right, you both sworn. Mr. Hastings, again, you're not on the calendar, but you've been served, you're here today. We're ready to go forward with your hearing, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm looking at a petition. Is this a conditional discharge case, Mr. Walker?
Judge, give me just a second to look.
No, it's
No,
not.
sir.
No, okay. That was worth a shot. I was trying to figure out why it wasn't on the calendar. All right, Mr. Hastings, it says here on this petition that you missed some report dates. Is that correct?
Correct, sir.
And are you behind on turning in your mandatory community service work?
I got like 29 hours left, and I went yesterday, but that was already full. But I got 8 more hours right here.
Okay.
You can check it out.
All right. Well, you're under oath. I'll take you to word that that's 8 hours.
Okay.
Okay.
And my Wi-Fi bill behind, so it's like kind of hard to get on virtual.
Judge,
Yes, ma'am.
we checked Odyssey. I had Miss Rich look. It was accepted Monday morning at like 9:47 a.m. We tried to double check to make sure there's no errors that came back,
Okay.
and there wasn't any. And just for the record, Mr. Hastings has made a lot of improvement on trying to get that community service called up here recently.
Good. I'm giving it a thumbs up. That's exactly what I love it when folks fix their messes before they get to me. So that makes my job very easy, and I'm very grateful. So, all right. Well, this is about to get a lot easier for you, Mr. Hastings. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to find with your admissions that there's enough for me to find that you have willfully violated your probation. I am going to place you on weekly report test as needed, simply until you're back in full compliance.
Okay.
I'm going to place you on zero tolerance for, I'm going to do 60 days because this is not our first hearing, but your previous hearing was many months ago. And you clearly put your best efforts into getting back on track. I'm going to have you report by phone on December 15th between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m.
Okay.
You know what? I'm actually going to reduce that 60 down to 30 to reward your efforts. So the zero tolerance has been reduced from 60 days down to 30 days.
Thank you, sir.
Any questions for me?
Like as soon as I finish these community service, I was like, would I do I have to still call or?
Let's see the answer to that question. You may go non-report after 12 months. You have completed 212 days. Is this all correct, Mr. Walker?
Yes, sir.
All right,
So as soon as he completes the community service, he will go non-report.
Once he does.
Once he does 12 months.
All right, and of course, we'll be doing phone report between there and now as well. So you'll have a little extra flexibility. It's one of the few positives from COVID is that we moved a lot more people to phone report than we would normal. So,
Okay.
Mr. Walker, do you want him to drop those hours by in his hand today, or just what do you want him to do?
He can email them to Ms. Matthews.
Email him to Ms. Matthews.
Okay.
You good with that, Mr. Hastings?
Yes, sir.
All right, then sign, step over by the door, they'll have you sign that, they'll give you a copy before you leave. You be safe, okay?
All right, thank you.
And thank you again for putting all your efforts into getting your case back on track before it got to me.
Yes, sir.
Again, that was Elijah Hastings, 18 SR 846. Shannon Purser. Oh. Actually, Miss Lean just dropped in. Don't move. Just stand right there. Miss Lean, are you there?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm right here.
All right. They're actually still working on the previous jail case, and Mr. Kessler is expected to walk in any minute. So what we'll do is, if it's all the same to you, do you have somebody else that's waiting on you?
Are you talking to me, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, no, I'm free. I'm available whenever you are. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, we will happily have you sitting on our clock then and say thank you.
You're
Mr. Kessler should walk in any minute now, and they're still talking to the case that's in front of you.
Okay.
So you're welcome to shut your camera off. I'm going to mute you from this end, and
Okay.
then as soon as we're ready for you, I'll call you out and we'll restart with you. Okay?
Sure, that would be great, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right, she's muted, her camera's off, and we're back to Shannon Purser. All right, are you Shannon Purser?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Walker, Mr. Purser, y'all both please raise your right hands. You both solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Purser, you are here on 19 SR 1391. You're in our pretrial diversion program. You're here today because your probation officer has filed paperwork with me alleging that you were out of compliance with the pretrial diversion conditions. Did you do that? Did you miss some report dates?
I want to say yes and no, because when I initially reported, I was told a certain date, and while I was on the phone, I put that date in my phone as a reminder and a calendar reminder, and I was originally told November 30th, but that could have been just a miscommunication between both parties.
Okay, I'm going to take that as a denial. This is now a contested hearing. Mr. Walker, tell me what the deal with his reporting is.
Give me 1 second, Judge.
All right, we're off record until Mr. Walker can answer that.
Yes, sir, Judge.
All right.
He missed on July 31st, August 7th, August 14th, August 19th, September 30th, October the 23rd, and November the 20th.
All right, and what efforts did you all make to try to contact him and bring him back in line?
There was a auto call that went out to him on August the 3rd, August the 10th, August 17th. I called him on August the 18th. August 24th, October the 5th, October the 26th, and then Miss Matthews currently let him know that he had a court date when she spoke with his wife and him on the phone because his mail was returned.
Okay.
And he reported on the 4th of December.
Okay. Mr. Purser, do you have any questions for Mr. Walker?
No, sir, other than I haven't received any of those phone calls or messages.
Okay, you didn't receive a single one of those contact
No,
efforts?
sir. I actually went to Verizon. I didn't bring all the paperwork with me, but I have no missed calls or voicemails from Jack Probation.
Okay. All right, anything else?
That's really it.
Judge,
I know I have
I actually spoke to him
Everybody
on,
hold on, Mr. Walker, hold on. Hold on, Mr. Purser. Go ahead, Mr. Walker.
I actually spoke to him on August the 18th. On August the 24th, the auto call was completed. All of them have been completed.
Okay. All right, I'm good. Thank you, Mr. Walker. Mr. Purser, what else you want me to know?
That's it.
Okay. Mr. Purser, I'm gonna find that there is plenty sufficient evidence for me to find by preponderance of the evidence that you have failed to comply with the terms of your pretrial diversion. You have not had a previous hearing with me, honestly, because I haven't found you. I'm a little bit surprised that you felt like after entering the pretrial diversion program back in, looks like June, that you felt like a 6-month window for contact was appropriate. And I'm telling you right now, it's not. And so you're actually going to be reporting in person because clearly phone report is not working for you. So you're going to report in person on December 15th, 2020. What time do you want him to report in person, Mr. Walker?
I didn't hear you, Judge.
I said, Mr. Purser is clearly not a candidate for phone probation. So when do you want him to report in person?
What did we give Miss L? So you want to say 10, 10:30?
10 to 10:30 sounds great.
And that's the 15th.
You're going to sign this and you're going to take it with you when you leave. So, Mr. Purser, I just need to remind you that I have the ability to remove you from this program and place you on a jury trial calendar. I'm not doing that at this time. I would like to see if you can get your supervision back on track. Okay?
Yes, sir.
No more excuses. I'm going to find that you violated by preponderance of the evidence.
Judge, I have a question.
Yes.
Do you still want to leave him as a terminate upon completion after 6 months?
What were the original charges on this case?
Battery, family violence, criminal trespass.
No, he is no longer a terminate upon completion. Thank you. I should have done that without your prompting. That's what I would have normally done. Because I lost you for 6 months, I'm adding it to the end. Okay, that's my decision. All right, step over to the door, sign that. You can leave once you sign the copy. All right. Let's talk about Mr. Ward.
Yes, Judge, me and Mr. Malloy spoke to Mr. Moody just a second ago. I didn't have him solve good sale, so I just called Mr. Moody. They have all they have been retained on by Mr. Ward is to file a motion for bond on his most recent arrest, the one he's being held on no bond for, which is now, it's 20 SR 1768. After speaking with Mr. Moody, he agreed and said that he had his permission to announce that if the court were to grant my motion to revoke Mr. Ward's bonds in 20 SR 1336 and 20 SR 1771, his motion for bond is moot at that point, and that would pretty much resolve it for today. So that's where we are. So I think we're gonna have to have
So the motion to revoke bond is on 20 SR 1336. And
Yeah.
which one?
and 20 SR 1770.
But Mr. Malloy, you currently only represent him on 1336.
Yes, Judge, but after all that, I kind of figured we're gonna end up with all of them that way.
Well, and that's what I was thinking. What if, okay, so Mr. Malloy, are you ready at this time to go forward on that hearing? Or do you need time, now that we've finally figured out the procedural posture, do you need an additional week to prepare for a hearing on that?
After the conversation prior to we starting, Judge, I think I understand what's going on and feel confident I can go forward today.
Okay, all right, so, then, Ms. Hopgood, if you are wanting to stay, the hearing that I'm gonna have is not your client's, not this case with your client. And so what I need to do let me think this through procedurally. You're ready right now on that case?
Yes, we have our witnesses here. We're ready to go. And I see that the interpreter is also on there now.
Yes, and that was the other thing I was gonna say. Mr. Kessler just walked in. So why don't we go ahead and do this hearing on Mr. Ward on 1336. And then I can free up the virtual system, I can free up your witness, and I can let Mr. Kessler then go talk to his client. So, and then we've just got a couple of probation cases left. So.
And then I can speak to the other two.
And then you can talk to the other folks. Okay, that'll work. Let's do this case next. So. All right, then we're going to pivot over to the jail status calendar. The court is going to call the state versus Michael Ward. Mr. Ward is present virtually in the jail. You there, Mr. Ward?
I think she's talking
Oh. I see both their mouths are moving. Okay, now I'm confused.
Yeah,
I can see Lieutenant Smith on his radio there. He'll just give me a status of what he's doing. I think he's talking to this hot bit.
24.
Because I'm also not seeing any deputies in the window, in the screen, which tells me he's talking to his lawyer.
there's a lot of moving parts to this one.
Let's bring is this your witness on that case?
Yes, sir.
Come on up, have a seat right here.
We do Ray first.
And as you come up, grab that plexiglass right there and set it in front of you. So come on up to here.
Okay.
We're just gonna go ahead and get everything lined up, so as soon as Ms. Hopkins gives us the thumbs up, we're ready to roll.
Judge, did you need me?
No, I was gonna say you're welcome to stay and watch this. If you want, but it's not your case. This case.
Yes, sir.
Public
You
defender.
represent him on the new case, and we have a motion for bond on that case. Will that be heard today, or has that not been calendared yet?
No, it's been calendared. It'll be heard if this motion to revoke bond from the state is unsuccessful. So if it's unsuccessful, if they're successful, then your motion for bond is moot.
Yes, sir. I understand. So I'll just hang on then.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Hopgood.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Mr. Ward, are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
All right. Can you see me waving at you, Mr. Ward?
I do. I see you.
Mr.
Yes,
Ward,
sir.
you have several cases, but we're only having a hearing on, I believe, 2 of them. 20 SR 1336. And, well, that's actually the one we're having because that's the only one Mr. Malloy is representing you on. So we're only having a hearing on one of your cases.
Okay.
You have 20 SR 1287. And then 19 TK 5827. And then
Right.
lastly, Ms. Hopgood is here standing in for Mr. Nudie on 20 SR 1768. They have a motion for bond on that one, but I've held off on that hearing until we can have this hearing on whether or not to revoke your bond on 20 SR 1336. Mr. Shepherd, did I get that right?
Yes, sir.
Does that sound right to you, Mr. Malloy?
Well, I just want to know, Your Honor, what's going to be with 20 SR 1771, which is.
That one will be yours. I don't show it as currently yours. I didn't want to put you on the spot on a case that wasn't yours.
Well, it's in the same motion that the state filed.
Oh, it's in the same.
Judge, I filed one in each case, but the evidence in the request is gonna be the same in both, so if you grant one, you would grant both. So I'm fine with just doing it on the 1336 because we know he's represented on that by Mr. Malloy. So we can, and that's what I've served Mr. Malloy.
Okay,
So
well then
we'll go for it.
my order, granting or denying the state's motion will just be on 1336.
Yes, sir.
All right, procedurally, there we go. All right, Mr. Ward, is it okay with you if we have this hearing over this video conference system?
Yes, absolutely, that's fine.
All right, and you can see me waving at you here?
I do.
And can you see Mr. Malloy, your attorney, seated waving at you?
No.
All right, I'm gonna take you off me. Oh,
I see Mr. Walker.
all right, there you go.
I
Should be
do, I
zero.
see him now.
Yep, I made it so that it chases whoever's talking or moving. Okay, so, you've had a chance to talk with Mr. Malloy this morning before your hearing?
I have.
You ready to go forward?
Yes, sir.
You ready, Mr. Malloy?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, this is the state's motion to revoke bond on 20 SR 1336. Mr. Shepherd, the floor is yours.
Yes, Judge, before I get into my witness, just want to give you a little background on this. Mr. Ward, several cases on the calendar, but the three that I'm primarily concerned about today are the three violating family violence orders. The first one, and this is the one the motion is on, is the 20 SR 1336. That was an arrest from April 14th of 2019. Mr. Ward was in Miss Daniels' home. He attempted to pull her pants down. She called 911. A male voice was heard saying, "Hang up the phone." Ward was gone when the officers arrived. They later found him. He was arrested for aggravated stalking because there was a TPO issued by the magistrate court back in June of 2018. Those charges were later reduced to misdemeanor violating the family violence order. A bond was set for Mr. Ward, $5,000, and he was to have no contact with Ashley Daniels. A copy of that bond is attached to my motion as Exhibit A. Then on March 27th of this year, and that's going to be case number 20 SR 1771, police were again called to Miss Daniels' home. They found Mr. Ward there. Mr. Ward was intoxicated. He was arrested for again violating the family violence order, the conditions of bond from that April of 2019 arrest. Those charges were again reduced to a misdemeanor, so they came back to state court. Another bond was set at $5,000 with the exact same conditions, that Mr. Ward have no contact with Ashley Daniels. That bond's attached as Exhibit B to my motion. So he's had two separate bonds issued by the magistrate court telling him he has to have no contact whatsoever with Miss Daniels. And then on November 1st of this year, Miss Daniels again called the police saying that Mr. Ward had broken into her home. Police found Mr. Ward there. He was arrested again, and he's being held on no bond on that, and that's what the motion for bond that they're requesting is on.
Okay.
So Deputy Ray is here. He's the arresting officer on the 20 SR 1771, and that's the March 27th of this year's incident.
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, I'm following you. All right, Mr. Malloy, any opening statements, since Mr. Shepherd's informed?
No, Your Honor, I'll just wait until it's my turn to give my proper.
All right, I'll be happy to take it whenever you're ready.
Yes, sir.
All right, call your first witness.
We'll call Deputy Thomas Ray. You raise your hand. Do you swear the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
I do.
All right, thank you. All right, can you state your name?
Deputy Thomas Ray,
And Deputy Ray, how are you employed?
Spalding County Sheriff's Office.
And were you employed in Spalding County Sheriff's Office on March 27th of this year?
Yes, I was.
Were you on duty that day?
Yes, I was.
Did you respond to a call about a domestic dispute that day?
Yes, I did.
And do you recall the address that you responded to?
Yes, it's 132 Lane Street.
That's Spalding County, Georgia?
Yes, sir.
All right. And when you arrived there, what did you observe?
When I first arrived there, the neighbors that were standing out in the roadway stopped me, asked me had I heard what was going on, and they said they could hear the argument going on in the backyard, so coming from the backyard. Of course, I could hear the argument going on as well. I walked down to the backyard, and that's where I found Mrs. Daniels and, what's his name? Mr. Ward.
Now, it's, and you said Mr. Ward, that's Michael Ward?
Yeah, Michael Ward.
And is that the gentleman that's present on the screen? Can you see the?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay, that's it. And did you speak to Mr. Ward then?
Yes, I did. I spoke to both of them.
What did Mr. Ward have to say?
Mr. Ward said he was there, and that's where he lived, and they were just having an argument. Him and Miss Daniel were just having an argument, and it just got loud, but everything was okay.
So did you actually observe Mr. Ward in near Miss Daniels and Mr. Daniels' presence? Okay. Did you decide to arrest Mr. Ward?
Yes, I did. After investigation, what was going on and everything, of course, running his driver's license number through Spalding County GCIC, they determined that he had a bond condition not to be around Mrs. Daniels.
And he was around Miss Daniels.
And of course.
What was this date again?
It was March the 27th, 2020.
Okay, thank you.
That's all the questions I have.
Mr. Malloy?
Officer Ray?
Yes, sir.
And what was the date on the bond order that you,
I don't have the date on the bond order here in my report. I believe the DA has the bond, the original bond.
okay, did you verify that the bond conditions were still in place?
We did. We verified it through Spalding County Dispatch.
And did you address that issue with Mr. Ward and tell him that he had a bond condition?
Yes, I did.
And what was his response to
His
that?
response was that he wasn't violating the TPO, and I told him this had nothing to do with the TPO. This is a bond condition.
So did it appear to you that he was aware that he had this bond condition?
No, it didn't appear that he was aware of it. He was more concerned about the TPO that he kept telling me had been dropped. But I kept telling him this had nothing to do with the TPO. This is a bond condition from Spalding County.
So I'll take it as a yes then, that he from what you observed, it didn't appear that he was aware of the bond condition.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. That's all the questions I have.
All right. Redirect?
No, sir, Judge, that's all the questions I have.
Maybe he really.
Yes, sir, I was just gonna ask that. I know he's on duty, he needs to get back.
All right, Ms. Malloy.
All right,
Any
thank you.
objection?
No.
You're released. You may stay or go as you please. All right, call next one.
Yes, sir, Judge, we'll call Deputy Logan Smith. Would you raise your right hand, please? You swear the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. Can you state your name?
Deputy Logan Smith,
And Deputy Smith, how are you employed?
with the Spalding County Sheriff's Office.
And were you employed with the Spalding County Sheriff's Office on November 1st of this year?
Yes, sir.
Were you on duty that day?
Yes, sir.
Did you respond to a call about a possible burglary that day?
Yes, sir.
And what address did you respond to?
132 Lang Street.
And that's Spalding County, Georgia?
Yes, sir.
And did you contact the complainant when you arrived?
Yes, sir. I made contact with Miss Ashley Daniels.
And what did Miss Daniel?
She said that her boyfriend, Michael Ward, broke into her house. And she also stated that there's a conditional bond between them two. We made contact with Mr. Michael Ward inside the residence, inside the bathroom. Sergeant Deason made contact with Spalding Dispatch and verified there was a conditional bond for Mr. Ward to stay away from Miss Ashley Daniels.
And when you say you made contact with Mr. Ward, that's Michael Ward?
Yes, sir.
And is that the same gentleman that's on the jail screen there, the upper middle?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you actually observed him in Miss Daniels' home?
Yes, sir.
And Miss Daniels was also present?
Yes, sir.
And did you decide to make an arrest on that?
Yes, sir.
And why did you do that?
Because the conditional bond that was in place between the two.
That's all the questions I have.
All right. Charles?
Deputy, I'm sorry, I didn't get your name.
Logan Smith.
Deputy Smith, did you have a conversation with Mr. Ward back then?
Yes.
And what did he tell you?
He stated that he lived there, and that I explained to him that he had a conditional bond between, or to stay away from Miss Daniels. He said that everything should have been taken care of or something like that. I don't really recall the whole conversation, but.
So from that conversation, was your impression that he wasn't aware that he had the bond condition to stay away from her?
I don't recall whether he was aware of it or not.
Listen to the question, sir. The question is, from what you observed when you told him about the bond, you saw him, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Did it appear to you, from what you observed, that he seemed to realize or recognize he had this bond condition to stay away from her?
Well, he actually said something about the bond condition and said that it should have been taken care of. So,
Okay.
I would say no, that he was under the impression that it was waived or something.
All right. That's all the question I have.
Correct?
Nothing further, Judge.
All right.
The witness can be released also.
You may be released. Any objection, Mr. Malloy?
No, Your Honor.
You may be released. You may stay or go as you please.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Judge.
All right, next witness.
Judge, that's all the witnesses the state has on this.
All right.
So we'll rest our portion of it with a little bit of argument.
All right, Mr. Malloy, floor is yours. What's your next move?
Your Honor, I have the witness, just a proffer, based upon my conversation with Mr. Ward, if that's okay with the court.
I will accept your proffer.
Thank you, Your Honor. In my conversation with Mr. Ward, some of the things that were listed by the officers is consistent with what he's told me. There was an original TPO, like Mr. Shepard said, from, I guess, 2018. And he knew, or was at least under the impression that TPO had been dismissed by Judge Sanders, because originally it was an aggravated stalking. They had been reduced to a family violence order. He did tell me that he made a mistake, that he thought it was only for 6 months. It turned out to be for longer than that. As far as the bond conditions, Your Honor, his statement to me was that he was not aware of the conditions of stay away in either instance. He related to me that, make sure I get this right, July 16th, when he was before the magistrate for the bond, where he got a $2,500 bond, that he distinctly recalls the judge, and he said he remembers the judge being Judge McDowell, told him there was no contact, that the no contact provision was lifted because they have children together. It wasn't no contact, there was no contact clause had been lifted. And that was what his impression was on there. So his conversation with me, Judge, was that this seems to him to be just misunderstanding, miscommunication. He wasn't clear on what the conditions were. He had been told one thing by one person, and then he learned something else from someone else. The court is inclined to allow him to have a bond and be released on bond. He does have some. I did explain to him that despite the confusion, even though that residence where these incidents occurred, where he would normally reside with Miss Daniel, that he cannot be there. He says he's clear on that now, and he actually gave me the address. He was able to stay with his father, a Mr. Troy Ward, at 195 Morris Drive in Fayetteville, Georgia. So he would have somewhere to go and then be able to follow the conditions that the court would set. He has been in custody more than 30 days on this since the arrest, I guess, in November, Your Honor. And we would just ask the court to take all this into consideration, that it doesn't appear that Mr. Ward was clear on what he was allowed to and not do with the woman he has children with, that he was trying to pretty much just be with his family, Your Honor, is what he was trying to do.
Okay. Anything else?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I'll accept your proffer. Any additional evidence to present?
No, Your Honor.
All right, rest?
Yes.
All right.
No defense rest.
Then we'll go to closing. Do you want to open or close or both?
I'll just close.
Closing argument?
Well, Your Honor, I think I better just gave my closing statement right there in my proffer.
I think you did. That's okay. All right, you're it.
Judge, I think it's pretty obvious, but I have a difficult time believing Mr. Ward's position that he didn't know about these conditions of bond to begin with. on the bond that was issued in, April of 2019, Mr. Ward signed off on the bond right below the portion where it says the accused is to stay away absolutely, directly and indirectly by person and telephone from the person, home, and job of the victim, to wit, Ashley Daniel. And then Mr. Ward signed right below it. Then Mr. Ward was arrested March of this year for violating it, claims he didn't know. But if he didn't know before then, he certainly knew in March of this year when he went to jail for violating this bond that said he can't have any contact with her. So his argument now that he didn't know, and he didn't know about the one in November, that just doesn't hold any water whatsoever. He clearly knew, he just didn't care. Mr. Ward has violated a TPO, so that's one court order he's violated. He violated the condition of his bond in March of this year, and he's violated the conditions of his bond in November of this year. So that's at least 3 times we know of that he's violated. Who knows how many more that Miss Daniels just didn't call the police. Miss Daniels hesitant to come to court today. That's why she's not here. I'm sure that's a question people are asking, why she's not here. She doesn't want to come to court. She says she has anxiety. I believe Miss Daniels may have some mental health issues. Miss Daniels needs some help, and this is how we can help her. Mr. Ward is not to be around her. He does not care what court orders say. If he's released, he's going to go right back over there to Miss Daniel. And I don't want to have to read in the newspaper next week that Miss Daniel is in the hospital or Miss Daniel is dead because Mr. Ward violated the bond again. Because he is the type of person, he does not care what the court order says. He's going to go back over there. These incidents have escalated. He's been in arguments with her. He's broken into her house. He's broken into her house and tried to pull her pants down, forced her to hang up a 911 call. It's just a matter of time before she's seriously hurt or killed, or one of those kids is injured or killed as a result of Mr. Ward. And I don't want it on my conscience that Mr. Ward was released and put those kids and Miss Daniel in that kind of position. So Judge, we're asking that you revoke his bond on 1336 and hold him until we have the trials in these cases.
All right. The evidence is now closed. I'm making my decision only upon the evidence that was legally and properly tendered, plus the proffer that Mr. Malloy asked and I granted permission to give. The decision of the court is as follows. The standard of proof in this matter is preponderance of the evidence. The findings of the court are as follows. I don't believe he is a flight risk. I heard no evidence of that. However, one of the additional considerations I'm required to weigh is whether or not he may possibly commit new offenses while out on bond. Given the fact that I'm looking at a calendar with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cases, 3 of which are at least possibly violation of family violence order, I find that there is proof beyond by preponderance of the evidence that he may violate the law and commit new offenses while in. I also need to make the decision on whether or not there's the possibility that he may intimidate witnesses. And I find that with the testimony of Deputy Ray and Deputy Smith, that the chances that he may make contact with witnesses, specifically Miss Ashley Daniel, is likely. And therefore, I find that 2 of the mandatory balancing considerations I'm required to give are met. I'm going to find that bond in this case, 20 SR 1336, is proper. I'm respectful and understanding of Mr. Malloy's argument that he may not have been properly advised of that. I understand where Mr. Malloy is coming with him, but I'm just not going to go there with him, Mr. Malloy. I also am a little bit curious as to why I lifted the bench warrant. I cannot figure out. I looked at my notes. I don't know why I lifted the bench warrant on November 2nd. I'm also going to just say it out loud that I'm going to look at that. I don't know why I did that. I can't imagine why I would do that in a case like this, but if this order will control it, I'm just saying out loud that I still can't figure out why I lifted that warrant in the first place. It doesn't seem like something I would do, but it's obviously something I did because it's in the clerk's file. Okay, a motion to revoke bond granted. I will write up a written order and get it filed the moment I can find more than 5 minutes off the bench. So, anything else, Mr. Shepard?
No, Judge.
Anything else, Mr. Malloy?
No, Your Honor, I will proceed with the other 2.
Okay, and Ms. Hobgood, are you still there?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm here.
All right, if you wish to go forward with your motion for bond, I'll certainly hear it at this time. However, I don't mind telling you at all that I think it may be moot, since I have just ordered that his bond be revoked on 20 SR 1336.
Yes, Your Honor. We are going to withdraw that motion at this time because of the court's recent decisions. And we will, speak to Mr. Ward and Mr. Shepherd and see what we can work out with this case.
Okay, and Mr. Ward, if you have not filled out applications for the public defender's office on your other cases, please do that ASAP, okay?
Okay.
All right, he's good. Okay.
May I have the excuse?
Yes, Ms. Hobgood, thank you very much for filling in.
Thank you, Judge. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. All right. I've got 10:32. I just need a quick 10-minute break. So we're gonna take a 10-minute break. When we come back, we'll finish up the probation matters. We'll get Miss Allen signed up for Monday, and we'll get this calendar closed up. While I'm on break, Miss Lean, are you there?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm right here.
All right, Miss Lean, in just a few minutes, Mr. Kessler is here, and Dunn is going to put Mr. Sanchez Martinez at the thing there. You all will actually be discussing it over the phone, and if you discuss it on this session, it'll go out live on Facebook, and none of y'all want to do that. So, so they'll give you. Do you have the phone number there, Miss Lean, for the jail?
No, Your Honor, I don't.
Because I think I'd be okay talking. I speak Spanish. I can talk to him about the plea. Then we use Miss Lee for the plea. So I feel comfortable going over everything.
Perfect. Well, the jury is yours if you want to go, and I've got the number here for you.
Yeah, do you need the jail number?
Yes, please.
All right, Miss Lane, you're on our clock. We're happily paying your fee, but just sit tight and wait on us.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. I'll be here.
All right, thank you. We're off record. let's do 3 easy ones before we jump back in. Miss Allen, come up to the podium. Miss Allen, you missed your court date with me on the 9th. You walked in this morning. You are Victoria Allen.
Yes, sir.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Correct.
Miss Allen, you are here today on a headlight violation. The fine on your case, if you were to choose to pay it, would be $88.25. Do you want to do a bench trial with me next week? Do you want a jury trial? Do you want to pay it? What do you want to do with your case?
I want to just pay it, but if I got on probation, could I just do community service for the 88 if I can't pay it today?
Yes.
Because, I can pay it today, but he had told me that I had a warrant and that I can basically just leave on my own behalf, and I'd rather sit in y'all's face before I get on the road
Well, that's
and
what
they
we're
run
having.
my tag.
That's what we're having this conversation
Yeah.
about. Is you do technically
Have
have
a
a warrant.
warrant, and my job is in Ellenwood. I got cake today, but the job that I work is check. So I asked, he said that I needed to be back in an hour, which was at 9 o'clock. The hour was 10 o'clock. I don't think I'm gonna make it back before 10 o'clock. So I asked, hey, can you give me the lady downstairs said, the officer downstairs said, say 2:30. He was like, well, that's on your, basically just like.
All right, hold on. I got a solution. I'm going to sign you up for a bench trial on Monday. What that's going to do is it's going to give you until Monday to figure out how you want to resolve your case. All right? And that'll also let me lift the bench warrant because I know I've got a solid pathway to get you to a resolution. Okay?
Okay.
So give me just a second. We're going to fill this out. I've already sworn you in. Is that acceptable to you?
Oh, yes, sir.
And you understand you have the right to a jury trial on your case? Do you understand you have that right?
Yes, sir.
Is it okay with you if I were to put you down for a bench trial?
Yes, sir. What paperwork would I need to bring on Monday?
I'm about to go over this with you right now.
Okay.
All right, we'll pass that to her. All right, I'm asking the bailiff to put that piece of paper in front of you. Do you see where it says, I am the defendant?
Come on. Writing my name, then sign it? Or
No, I'm gonna go over with you. Do you see where it says, I'm the defendant in this matter?
Yes.
And I knowingly, freely, and voluntarily waive, number 1, formal arraignment. Number 2, a copy of the accusation. Number 3, any objections to the form of the accusation. Number 4, a list of witnesses. Number 5, the right to a jury trial. That's what I was asking you about a minute ago.
Yes, sir.
And number 6, the right to have an attorney. I'm pleading not guilty to the charges below, and I'm ready to begin my bench trial. Is that a fair and accurate statement of what you'd like me to do with your case?
Yes, sir.
All right, sign right there. And you see, of course, where I wrote headlight violation at the bottom down there.
Today's the 10th, right?
Today's the 10th.
12/10/2020.
All right, so I'm lifting your warrant. You're free to go. I'll see you Monday morning at 9 a.m. Monday morning at 9 a.m. At that point, you'll make a decision on how you want to close your case.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Okay, thank you.
I'll see you Monday morning at 9 a.m. This can actually go to Mr. Shepard. All right, Richard Jenkins, come on up. Richard Jenkins, raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Mr. Jenkins, you are here on 03 SR 2999. A very old DUI. You're asking me for an ignition interlock device waiver. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Mr. Jenkins, would it be an undue financial hardship on you if I were to require you to put an ignition interlock device on your vehicle?
It would, Your Honor.
All right, in that case, and given the paperwork you've already given me that I reviewed in chambers during the break,
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna find that you qualify for an ignition interlock device waiver, and I'm gonna grant your request.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'm returning to you, just to say this on the record, the ID that you gave us, the report that you gave us, and I'm giving you my original order plus 2 copies. This order is no good until you go downstairs to the clerk's office and file it.
Okay.
So you need to stop at the clerk's office, hand this packet to them, they'll keep the original and give you back 2 stamped copies. 1 copy you're gonna keep, and 1 copy you're going to take to the Department of Driver Services.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Any questions?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. White's gonna give you those. You are good to go. It's clear that you worked hard to get your license back. Thank you for all of your efforts.
All right. Thank you, God bless.
Thank you. You're free to go. Mr. Gary, come on up. And Gary, raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Take your hand down. State your full name for the court reporter.
William Parsons Gary.
Mr. Gary, your case is 19 SR 22. You have given me the paperwork, which I have reviewed. And I'm going to have a question for you. Would it be an undue financial hardship for you to have to place an ignition interlock device on your vehicle?
Yes, sir.
All right, based off of your testimony and all the paperwork you did and all the preliminary work you have done, and that's why I took that break a minute ago, was to go through your paperwork and prepare your case. I'm going to find that you qualify for an ignition interlock device waiver. I've prepared the order over the break. Here's the original plus 2 copies. Just like Mr. Jenkins ahead of you, I'm giving you back your ID. I said license a minute ago. He didn't have a license. It was his ID. This is your ID. Plus your paperwork you brought me that I used to make my decision, plus the original and 2 copies. You're to go straight downstairs to the clerk's office, give them the original and 2 copies. They'll stamp it in, keep the original, give you back your copies with date stamps on them, okay?
Thank you.
You be safe. Thank you very much. All right, that closes out Jenkins and Gary. All right, are we ready on Sanchez Martinez? Okay. Ms. Lane, you ready?
Yes, Your Honor, whenever you are.
Okay. All right, I can see everybody. I think we're ready. So let's jump in. Ms. Lee, will you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will faithfully and accurately translate from Spanish into English and English into Spanish the course of these proceedings?
Yes, I do.
Please state your full name for the court reporter.
Ada Lien.
And you are, as always, a wonderful friend to this court, and we're grateful for your interpreting services today.
Thank you, Your Honor. My
All
pleasure.
right, you may begin interpreting.
Okay.
Are you Jesus Sanchez Martinez?
¿Es usted Jesús Sánchez Martínez?
Sí.
Yes.
Raise your right hand.
Levante su mano derecha, señor Martínez.
Do you promise to tell me the truth and nothing but the truth?
¿Usted promete decirme la verdad y nada más que la verdad?
Sí.
Yes.
Is it okay with you if we have this hearing over this video conference system?
¿Está usted de acuerdo en tener esta audiencia por medio de esta conferencia, este sistema de conferencia de videos?
Sí.
Yes. Puede bajar la mano, señor Sánchez.
Right. Can you see
Yes,
me?
Your Honor.
You're waving at you.
¿Usted puede ver que el juez le está moviendo la mano?
Sí, claro. Sí.
Yes, of course.
Can you see your attorney standing in the middle of the screen? He's also about to wave at you.
Y usted puede ver a su abogado que está en el medio ahí de la pantalla en la sala que le está también moviendo la mano.
Sí.
Yes.
Have you had enough time to speak with Mr. Kessler about your case?
¿Ha tenido suficiente tiempo para hablar con el señor Kessler de su caso?
Sí.
Yes.
Are you satisfied with the job he's done on your behalf?
¿Está usted satisfecho por el trabajo que ha hecho él a usted?
Sí.
Yes.
Do you understand that you have the right to a jury trial?
¿Usted entiende que usted tiene derecho a tener un juicio conjurado?
Sí.
Yes.
I'm holding up this rights sheet here. Did Mr. Kessler go over your rights with you?
Yo tengo aquí en la mano, que tengo aquí en esta mano el documento que es los derechos que usted tiene. ¿El señor Kessler le habló y le explicó este documento a usted?
Sí.
Yes.
You were charged with one count of battery under the Family Violence Act.
A usted se le acusa por un cargo de lesiones y agresión corporal bajo el acta de violencia intrafamiliar.
And that you did here in Spalding County
Que usted aquí en el estado, en el condado de Spalding,
on September 26th of 2020
el 26 de septiembre del 2020,
committed the offense of battery
cometió el delito de agresión o lesiones corporales
on Lucia Garcia Sanchez,
en la persona de Luisa García Sánchez,
who lived in the same home as you,
que vivía en la misma casa donde usted vivía,
by throwing her to the ground.
al tirarla a ella al piso.
Did you do that?
¿Usted hizo eso?
Yo la empujé por lo que ella estaba quitando la bolsa de la botella que tenía en la mano.
I threw her and I pushed her because she was taking something in the bottle that she had in her on her hand.
Oh, I read the case wrong. My
Leí el caso erróneo. Mis disculpas.
Did you hit her with a bottle?
¿Usted le pegó a ella con una botella?
No, solamente la botella estaba destapada y como ella me lo quería quitar, la botella se le vació, el líquido se le vació en su cabeza de ella.
No, the bottle was open, and because she wanted to take it away from me, then the liquid was poured on her.
I mean, he just said no. I could take a best interest plea, or he can withdraw his plea and have a jury trial. Hold on, let her interpret that, and then.
Como usted dice que no, tengo que decidir si tomo su declaración porque es lo que más le conviene o tendremos que ir a un juicio conjurado.
We're off record. I'm going to let Mr. Kessler go talk to his client back in the jury room.
Ok, vamos a parar el acta para que el señor Kessler hable con su abogado y aclare esta situación.
All right, back to the probation calendar. Ms. Lean, you're welcome to sit at ease. We'll be back in a few minutes. Thank you for your patience.
Sure, Your Honor.
All right, another virtual probation case, Christopher Riordan.
Yes, sir.
¿Qué quieres hacer? ¿Quieres hacer un depósito?
All right. Mr. Walker, Mr. Riordan, you'll both please raise your right hands. I can't see you, Mr. Riordan. Can you turn on your camera for me?
Yes, sir. I'm on now. Oh.
It usually takes a second. Give it a second. Well, it's no good. We can do this without the camera if we have to. Oh, there we go. I see you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Do you both solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. You both sworn. All right. Mr. Riordan, your case is 19 SR 1492. You're here today because your probation officers filed paperwork with me alleging they're out of compliance with your probation. Do you understand what you're doing here today?
Yes, sir.
You ready to go forward with your hearing?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Riordan, did you get behind on your fines and fees and not use community service work to get caught up?
I have. I actually started my community service Tuesday. I did 12 hours this week.
Okay. Perfect. So it sounds like you're getting your case back on track.
Yes, sir.
Anything you want me to know before I make my decision?
No, sir. I'm just trying to get it done. It's been kind of crazy with this COVID stuff. I lost my job and stuff, but I found a place to do my community service. So I started it this week, and I'm gonna continue to get it done.
Okay. I'm very sorry you lost your job, by the way. 2020 has been a tough year, and we're very aware of that, and we work with people on that, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. Mr. Riordan, on 19 SR 1492, I'm going to find with your admission that you willfully violated your probation. Since your case can go to non-report as soon as you're ready, I'm going to have you report weekly. No, actually, I just have you report weekly until you're in full compliance. However, I'm going to place you on zero tolerance for the duration of your case. In other words, until you go to non-report status. Because I want you highly motivated to get your case back on track.
Yes,
Actually,
sir.
I'm gonna change my mind on that. You are gonna report weekly until you get to non-report status. You don't have a whole lot of time left. You're gonna
And I
report.
can.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. And I can continue to phone report, or I know my probation officer changed it to phone report.
Yes, I'm gonna have you report in person one time to go sign your paperwork and get yourself back on track. You're gonna report in person on the 15th.
So, sir, I live 4 hours away from Griffin.
Okay, can you
That's the
scan
only.
an email?
Oh, yes, sir. I can do that. Yes, sir.
We'll do that. You're gonna report by phone on December 15th, 2020 from 9 a.m. between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m.
All right. Yes, sir. And you said December 15th?
Yes, sir. And you're
All
gonna
right. Yes, sir.
they're gonna email this to you, you're gonna sign it, email it back.
All right. Yes, sir.
All right, if you don't call in, I'm gonna issue a warrant for you. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, get your case back on track, get yourself to non-report status, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
All right, that was Mr. Riordan. Is this a time served plea?
Which one are you looking at, Judge?
I just realized, Holloway, I don't have a probation officer here.
So it's the same way with Starks.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. All right, let's come back on record with Sanchez Martinez. All right, Mr. Kessler, have you, your client is up on the screen. Have you had enough time to talk to your client?
Yes, Judge. My client has made it clear to me that he wants to go ahead and resolve his case today. He's been in jail since September. He doesn't want to go ahead and take the offer from the prosecutor, Judge.
Okay, all right. So we'll do this as a best interest plea. Is that what you want to do?
Exactly, Judge.
Okay, you ready, Ms. Lane?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you may resume translating.
Okay.
Mr. Sanchez Martinez,
Señor Sánchez Martínez,
your attorney has asked me to allow you to enter your case as a best interest plea.
su abogado me ha permitido a mí que yo presente su caso como lo que más le conviene.
What this means is I'm going to change the question I'm about to ask you.
Lo que quiere decir que yo voy a cambiar la forma como le voy a hacer la pregunta.
Are you ready for my different question?
¿Está listo para oír la pregunta que se la voy a hacer de una manera diferente?
Sí.
Yes.
Instead of me asking you, did you do the crime?
En lugar de yo preguntarle que si usted cometió ese delito,
I'm going to ask you if you think it's in your best interest to take this plea.
yo le voy a preguntar que si usted considera que esto es lo mejor para usted declararse de esta manera.
Is that what you want to do?
¿Eso es lo que usted quiere hacer?
No, no entiendo.
I don't understand.
It's the difference between me asking you if you hit your wife with a beer bottle versus, no, stop there.
Es una diferencia en la forma como yo le hago la pregunta. La pregunta era que si usted le había pegado a su esposa con una botella. Iba a hacer la pregunta de otra manera. La forma diferente es la siguiente.
Versus.
En contra, o sea, la diferencia es la siguiente.
After considering all of your options, including trial.
Después de haber pensado y considerado en todas sus opciones, incluyendo ir a juicio,
You think your best option
¿usted cree que la mejor opción para usted en este caso
is to enter this plea
es declararse de esta manera aquí en este momento?
without me asking if you actually did the crime?
Sin que yo le pregunte si en realidad usted cometió ese delito o no.
It's called a best interest plea.
Eso es lo que se llama una declaración de culpable, que es lo que más le conviene, de esta manera.
Your attorney says that's what you want to do.
Su abogado dice que eso es lo que usted quiere hacer.
Is that what you want to do?
¿Es eso lo que usted quiere hacer?
Sí.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to find that his request for a best interest plea is proper.
Voy a determinar que su pedimento de que se le acepte como una declaración que es lo que más le conviene es la debida.
And there's enough for me to take the plea.
Y hay suficiente información para que yo pueda aceptar la declaración que usted está dando.
I'm going to find that he's freely and voluntarily waiving his rights.
Determino que él está renunciando libre y voluntariamente a los derechos que tenía.
Oh, I forgot to ask, are you a U.S. citizen?
Se me olvidó preguntar, ¿es usted ciudadano de los Estados Unidos de América?
¿Perdón?
¿Es usted ciudadano de los Estados Unidos de América?
No.
No.
Do you understand this plea can negatively affect your immigration status?
Y usted entiende que esta declaración puede afectar su estado migratorio de manera negativa. ¿Entendió eso?
Sí.
Yes.
I'm ready to sentence. Mr. Kessler, do you have anything you want to put on the record?
Just he understands that
Hold on. Let Ms. Lee translate first.
Voy ahora a imponer la condena. Señor Kessler, ¿tiene usted algo que quiera agregar?
we ask that you accept the recommendation.
Aceptamos la recomendación.
He does have an ICE hold.
Él tiene una detención de
Understand
inmigración
that has nothing to do with you or with Spalding County. It's immigration will make the decision to pick him up or not pick him up.
y no tiene nada que ver con usted ni con el condado de Spalding. Es la decisión de inmigración si deciden venirlo a buscar y detenerlo o no.
But he understands this is a more serious case and it does have immigration consequences.
Can you repeat that, Mr. Kessler? I
You
couldn't hear
understand
you.
that this is a more serious case that does have immigration consequences.
Y tiene que entender que este es un caso más grave que puede tener implicaciones y consecuencias para inmigración.
Okay.
Ok.
Anything else, Mr. Shepard?
No, sir, Judge.
All right.
¿Algo más? No.
Here's the sentence of the court.
Esta es la condena que va a imponer el juez.
On 20 SR 1817,
En el caso 18 SR 1817,
battery, family violence,
que es violencia bajo la ley de violencia intrafamiliar, agresiones y lesiones corporales,
I'm accepting the best interest plea.
acepto la declaración que es lo que más le conviene al acusado.
I'm finding him guilty.
Determino la culpabilidad.
It's 12 months probation,
Es 12 meses de libertad vigilada,
a fine of $1,207.50.
una multa de $1,207.50.
Count 2 will be dismissed.
El cargo número 2 se le va a sobreseer, se le va a retirar el cargo 2.
This sentence will begin upon your release from incarceration.
Esta condena comenzará una vez que a usted lo dejen en libertad, que lo suelten de la cárcel.
And you must report in person to probation
Y tiene que presentarse en persona a la oficina de libertad vigilada una vez que lo pongan en libertad.
within 48 hours of release.
Una vez que lo pongan en libertad, tiene 48 horas desde que lo ponen en libertad para presentarse a la agencia de libertad vigilada.
No alcohol, no illegal drugs.
No puede usar ni consumir drogas ni bebida, ni alcohol.
Complete a family violence intervention program.
Completar un programa de intervención de violencia intrafamiliar.
No contact whatsoever with Ms. Garcia Sanchez
Y ningún contacto en absoluto de ninguna manera con la señora o señorita García Sánchez
or Fernandina Garcia.
o con Fernandina García.
No firearms.
No puede tener armas de fuego.
That's the sentence of the court.
Esa es la condena que impone el juez.
You have 30 days from today if you wish to appeal my decision.
Usted tiene 30 días a partir de hoy si usted quiere apelar mi decisión.
You have 12 months from today if you want to use your habeas rights.
Y usted tiene 12 meses a partir de hoy si usted quiere utilizar su recurso de amparo o lo que llaman habeas corpus.
Do you remember discussing habeas rights with Mr. Kessler?
¿Usted recuerda haber hablado sobre este recurso de amparo o habeas corpus con el señor Kessler?
Sí.
Yes.
Mr. Kessler, anything else?
¿Algo más, señor Kessler? No.
All right. That's the sentence of the court. Thank you.
Ese es el fallo del juez.
This matter is closed.
Este asunto se cierra ahora.
¿Puedo hablar con el abogado un momento?
Can I talk to my attorney for a little bit?
Yes, he will go call you right now.
Sí, él va a llamarlo ahora mismo.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Lane.
You're welcome. May I be excused, Your Honor?
I think that's it. I think that's our last interpreter case.
Okay.
Appreciate all of your help.
You're welcome, and I appreciate your patience too.
Thank you.
Bye. See you later.
All right, just to say this out loud, I am out of the probation. We need to get Mr. Kessler to start shutting the door. I need to go, I think I'm gonna have to go into the probation office and grab their, or maybe do you have any down in your office, just the information sheets? Because I'm realizing I need it for this. Thank you, Mr. Shepherd. All right,
I reminded him that that microphone,
that's exactly right.
it picks up a whisper.
All right, Mr. Walker, you ready to call the calendar?
Yes, sir, Judge.
All right, so there's two pleas left, there's two cases left. One is Holloway, and your name is? Holloway. You're Holloway, and then Mr. Malloy is back there talking to Teron Starks. But we finished the probation calendar, and so I'm gonna call that calendar while we're waiting. All right, let's jump in. All right, first case on the calendar is Daniel Carter. Had his hearing, closed his case. Next case is Victor Cheese. He did not show. He's
A participant
pretrial.
has left the
I'm
meeting.
going to issue a pretrial diversion bench warrant. Let's see if that includes his birthday on here. I changed the form a little bit, Mr. Walker, to see if it would automatically add a birthday.
For the pretrials?
Yes. So we're about to test that and see if it works.
Okay.
And hey, I like how you all changed the form to where it says issue the bench warrant, pretrial, all that. Thank you, Mr. Shepherd. Appreciate it. Yes, sir. Yes, it worked. Okay. The bench warrants now autofill with the birthday.
Yes, sir.
Baby steps, Mr. Walker, baby steps. Okay, got that fixed. And then Marcavius Dennis had his hearing. Closed his case. Arterius Dixon had his hearing, closed his case. Zakenya Epps virtually had her hearing, closed her cases. Christopher Fallon, pretrial, no show, 20 SR 1191. And it also has his birthday on it, so it is officially working. All right, that's a warrant. Gary's not yours, Gilbert is off, Hand is off, Jenkins is not yours, but we did have Elijah Hastings. He had his hearing, closed his case. Melvin McDay is a warrant, and I've signed it. McDowell is off. Moreland is a warrant, and I've authorized it. Purser had the hearing, closed his case. Riordan virtually had his hearing, closed his case. Jesus Sanchez Martinez was not yours, he was a plea. And then Nolan Watts, what was that one? Did I call that one?
I don't have anything.
Mr. Walker, is that one of ours? One of yours, I mean?
No, sir, he was not probation.
I bet that's an ignition interlock device using no show. Oh. No, I don't know what that is. That case is closed. I don't know what's going on. There's no reason Watt should be on this calendar. I'm just gonna mark it as off.
Look at the numbers, Judge.
Yes, sir.
That's it. That's why Hastings wasn't on the calendar. It's not just 846. It's just a.
Oh, there's the answer. Kathy figured it out, y'all. Good job, Kathy. All right, there it is. Nolan Watts, a closed case, is 19 SR 846. Mr. Hastings, the missing case, is 18 SR 846. There's the answer. So all is good. I knew we would eventually find the answer to that riddle. So, okay. So then you all are done. I'm unintentionally about to do a couple of pleas from some free world folks that I thought were in jail, but we ended up walking them in. My plan is to simply have them assign them a report time to you on the sheet and have them fill out the Mr. Walker, this sheet, the information sheet, and then give it to you with this packet that I'm going to give you in a little bit later. That's the best bad plan I got. You got a better bad plan?
No, sir, unless you want me to come over to the probation room.
I mean, if you wanted to head on over and bring your stuff, I'd be happy to trade everything out with you and sign everything over here. That'd be great.
Okay, I'm gonna get with Matthews real quick. Give me just a second.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, then, hey, I'll cut you loose over here. Just text me and tell me what you're doing.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, you're off the virtual system, and thank you for all your good work this morning, Mr. Walker.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. All right. He's loose. All right. So Jesus Martinez, I have his packet now ready, and it's his Senate sheet and his right sheet and the probation information sheet, and I've got his file right here. Sir? Yes, we are all human. Please go do that. Just go back in the car. No, but you do have time to go to the restroom. All right, we're off record until Mr. Malloy finishes with Mr. Starks, and our last two pleas, and then Mr. Walker's coming over. All right, let's come on record with Teron Starks.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, Mr. Starks.
Doing good.
Yes, we were supposed to handle your case last week, but my calendar was just full, and so we let you out and had you walk in this Thursday.
Yes, ma'am.
And Judge, on this, the 20 SR 881 case, it was originally a felony and was transferred down to us after the aggravated battery charge was dismissed. My office listed it as a cruelty to children, but then the accusation was done as a battery, family violence. It's supposed to be a cruelty to children. That was the warrant that was left. So that's why he's pleading to the cruelty. So the accusation is
It's
incorrect.
incorrect,
on that.
Judge, and I noticed it when I was going through it with Mr. Starks, I was like, wait a minute, this is not,
So
that was our mistake, but the intent is for him to plea on the cruelty to children.
on 20 SR 1888.
no, sir, 881.
81.
881.
And you've written it up, I see, as cruelty to children.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
We just
I know
when you read the recitation of the facts, it was going to say, it was going to be confusing because it paused me.
Got it. Now I'm with you. I'm totally with you, and I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, that's entirely our fault. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I've certainly never made a mistake in my whole life. So, okay. This looks good. Let's do this.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Starks, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Starks, will you please raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You may take your hand down. You can tilt this up if you want. There you go. Please state your full name for the court reporter.
Teron Starks, no prayer.
All right. And Mr. Starks, your case is, you have two cases. You have 20 SR 881, which
Participant has left the meeting.